Hello Aquarius and welcome to my channel. I'm Mary Sue and today I will be doing your June love reading. So we'll take a look at the overall energies in your love life and then we'll use the tarot to get some more details. This is a general reading for love for the sign of Aquarius. So if the message isn't resonating with you, go ahead and check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign because there might be a message there for you. And if you enjoy the content that I'm creating or you are resonating with this reading, I'd really appreciate it if you would like, share, or subscribe. It helps to get my message out to more people. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to look first at your past, then your present, and then your future energies in your romantic love life. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what is in your past. Your past is anxiety. So Aquarius, you might be anxious about a connection that you were in because this is your past energy. You may have been anxious about the connection, anxious about, how the relationship was evolving, if it was going in the direction you wanted it to. You may have wanted more out of the relationship, and the other person didn't, or vice versa. And there's also a sense here for some of you that maybe you parted from somebody that you were in a, long-term commitment with or something like that. And that was bringing anxiety into your love life or into your energies around yourself. And of course that would, reflect in your love life. Okay, so let's take a look at what your present energies are because that is in the past, right? So let's see where you are in the present. All tied up. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are kind of feeling like you are tied to a certain person. And this is bringing anxiety. The two of these are kind of, very much similar energies. The anxiety could be, there's a couple of scenarios here. So if you're in a connection with someone and you're still in that connection, this is the anxiety of, there could have been conflict between you and the other person. So perhaps one person wanted to take the relationship to another level and the other person didn't. Or one person, wanted to move to a new city and the other person didn't, right? I mean, it's, you'll resonate with that in different ways. And you may have such a commitment with this person that you feel like you're tied or you're bound to this person. So, if you're married, you're feeling like, you're legally bound to this person. If you have children with this person, you may feel, that's a tie to this person that's really hard to break. And then, if you have separated from this person, all tied up can also represent like those energy cords that even though you're physically separated, your energies are still in connection. Okay, so we'll take a look at that. We are going to clarify all of this. And now let's take a look at what the future brings for you. So the future is 7th chakra, Archangel Uriel. So this is, your crown chakra, your crown chakra could be blocked right now, and that's part of this all tied up type of energy. But you're going to have some clearing of your crown chakra, and you're going to see this relationship at a different level, which is, either the two of you will stay in connection and you will kind of like look at the relationship with different eyes, from a different perspective. Or if you have ended this connection or are about to end this connection, then you'll start to see the blessings of the connection and also of the ending of the connection. So this is kind of like, to me, I'm getting this essence that you'll be grateful for this connection, what this connection brought into your life. And even if you end it, what that ending will help to bring into your life. Because remember, when we end something, it leaves space to help bring something new in. And I think, my guides are telling me, like, if you feel like you have separated from this person and you're still energetically connected to this person. So you're like, your energy spaces are still connected, even though you're physically not connected. That, by opening up your crown chakra, you may be able to help cut some of those cords, which is really difficult. You can physically remove yourself. You can do a lot of things to try to alleviate the energy cords between you, but it is really difficult to do that because in, a lot of ways, both people have to be energetically removing themselves from the connection. And this really happens when it's a really deep connection, something that's probably been long-term. Sometimes like a twin flame connection is really hard to break. So let's use the Romance Angel Oracle cards, and we're going to take a look at each of these. We'll clarify each of these energies. So let's look at this anxiety in the past. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Yeah, so, sometimes you can have a strong physical connection, but sometimes the emotional connection isn't there, and that can cause a lot of anxiety. Because, you may feel like at times, the sexual chemistry between the two of you is great, but then when you try to take the relationship into a deeper relationship, more, in line emotionally, then sometimes you start to see the differences that are between the two of you, and then that can cause a lot of anxiety. So, for instance, you might have a lot in common. You might be, meeting this person, on so many different levels, like, you're just so attracted to each other because there's so much in common between the two of you, right? And you enjoy doing the same things. And then you're also physically attracted to each other. And so you have a lot of this passion in there. But then when you start talking about maybe core values or things that are important in your life or where you want your life to go, then all of a sudden you start having these conversations and you realize, we're kind of not on the same page with the stuff that really kind of matters, right? Because physical attraction is great, but that can, become a lower entity within your relationship as time goes on. But those core values are, an essence of you. And if those are in alignment, then, it's hard for a relationship to go the distance. A lot of times we also see this energy, this physical, magnetic energy, when it is a twin flame. And for some of you, I do feel like this could be a twin flame connection. And I hate to throw that term around a lot, but it is kind of, that energy is kind of here. But you kind of mirror each other, right? And the reason that you're connected, there's that physical attraction, is because, you do have this kind of magnetic mirroring, right? There's a lot that you have in common, but the twin flame connections are not always easy. They do bring up a lot of the soul growth that we need to do. And so it can be part of that anxiety. Okay, so we'll keep looking at details here. Okay, so this one pulled out honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So I'm getting the sense that, yes, there's, for many of you, I think there is like, you may be married or in this commitment for a very long time. With the honeymoon card, I feel like, I'm getting the sense that for some of you, the honeymoon is over. So you did have this like strong chemistry between you, but now the honeymoon's over and you're kind of feeling tied to a connection. And, it doesn't mean that the connection has to end, right? It means that you may be having to work on it to take the connection to the next level and to, the honeymoon is all about fun, right? And romance and, intimacy and, just a bliss, right? But then with all tied up, it's kind of like, okay, this is the nitty gritty. Who's going to do the dishes? Who's going to take out the garbage? Who's going to, drive the kids to soccer? Or, who's going to take the dog to the vet? Like, this is like all the nitty gritty that comes with it. And, for some of you, you may feel like in your connection, this part is over. It's really not. It's still there. It's just that this part is kind of like, at the forefront, right? And you're kind of feeling this energy. If you are separated from this person, I have a feeling, that this is kind of what happened in your connection. You may not have had this huge blowout or anything. It was just kind of like the chemistry started to fizzle, and then the entire relationship seemed like a burden. To me, this is like, the 10 of Wands, a lot of burden, a lot of, you may have been pulling more of your weight or more of the work in the relationship than the person that you were in a connection with. Okay, so you may have been, even financially supporting, your partnership, or you may have, been doing a lot of the work to keep the household, to keep the family, depending on your situation, going on the day-to-day. And this other person was, there could have been, they could have been ill, or they could have lost their job, or, there's a lot of different scenarios. It's not necessarily that you had a big fallout or anything, but you just had to pick up, maybe some of the, their share of the work. Okay. And once again, I don't feel like there was a big conflict here. It's just, I feel like the honeymoon has kind of ended, and you're kind of seeing the work that's tied to this connection. If you're separated from them, I think your crown chakra is opening to realize that it wasn't a balanced connection, that it wasn't, that you were having to do more than your share of the work. And let's face it, that's reality, right? Somebody has to pay the bills. Somebody has to take out the garbage. Somebody has to, get the oil changed in the car, whatever the situation, do the laundry. Somebody has to do that. And I feel like you were kind of like, you felt like you were being taken advantage of. Now, this timeline, I think, is different for some of you. Some of you may be going into a separation. Some of you may have already separated. And some of you are going to work on the connection. Like, you're coming to the realization that this is, what the relationship is right now, and then trying to figure out, like, what is the next step? Do I want to stay in this connection? Have a discussion about this, or what is it? All right, so let's see what we have with the crown chakra. We have the wedding in reverse, and this deck is in reverse. So I do think that for some of you, you are going to be ending this relationship, that you're just going to see, you're going to get, your crown chakra, you're going to get the clarity to see what this relationship is, and you're going to decide to end this relationship. And it doesn't matter if you're married or not, it's just kind of like ending this relationship. Okay, for some of you, you may feel like that's kind of like not an option. You're not resonating with it. If you're not resonating with it, I'm going to pull one more and see. I do feel like a lot of you are there. There's a separateness about this energy and deception. So someone is wearing, a false mask. Yeah. Okay. Interesting enough. This one is in reverse too. I think someone's going to take their mask off. I feel like the moon card, like somebody, this is so interesting. I think, there's a strong connection here, but I think it's almost like secrets. I'm getting the moon card feeling, high priestess. You're going to uncover some information about this person or about the connection that leads you to walking away from it. And this is not going to resonate with everybody. Okay, so take it as it resonates with you. And if it's like, this really isn't my reading, I don't see this in my near future, because this is really kind of specific. Then I would check out your moon, rising, or Venus sign and see if there's a message there for you. If this is resonating with you, then I do feel like a lot of you perhaps are going to, okay, my guides are also telling me that you may take off your mask. You may have been putting on a smiling face during all of this and kind of putting up with it. And then all of a sudden you take off your smiling face and say, this isn't for me. I'm out of here. Okay, so that might resonate with some, with more of you, where you're just keeping a happy face. You're, for whatever reason, and we all do that, right? Like, you may have felt that way for a long time. Like, I'm just going to put on a happy face and I'm just going to keep going through this. And, perhaps your partner did lose their job or something. You're like, okay, well, I'll just keep all this going until they get a new job, and that's not happening, or, whatever, or you see the other side of them when they don't have work, or, you're just kind of coming with the crown chakra, you're kind of getting the clarity. I feel like you're going to be looking at this situation in a totally new light. And either they are going to take off their mask and tell you some things, tell you a truth, or you're going to just take off your mask and say, I can't smile through this anymore, right? I need to move on. I need to do what's good for me. Okay, so Aquarius, let's take a look at your past energy. This is the good tarot. Okay, you've had patience. This message is getting clearer and clearer. Once again, it's not going to resonate for everybody. You've had a lot of patience. And once again, it's not like you had a big fight. It's not like a huge conflict. With the patience card, it's also kind of like those little things that just start to add up. Once again, that 10 of Wands. It's like, okay, I'll take that wand. And then you go on. And then, oh, okay, now I'll carry this wand too. So now I have 2 wands, right? And you're still smiling. Then it goes from 3 to 5 wands, right? And then 7 or 8. And it's like you finally have the 10 wands. Like, I think this all tied up is kind of like having all 10 of the wands and realizing I'm carrying all the wands and you don't have any, right? Or some type of situation. And, the patience card is the temperance card. It's kind of like trying to balance everything out. I have a feeling there was a shift in your relationship for some reason, and you were trying to keep the balance between the old part of your relationship, the blissful part, the chemistry part, the passion, and the newer part, right? So like as the chemistry was dying, you may have been taking on more of the wands, more of the burdens, just trying to, keep everything in line, right? And I feel like you have been feeling, okay, they're telling me tightrope. Like you feel like you've been walking on this tightrope or eggshells, right? For a long time. I don't think, this is both in your past and your present energy. It seems to be almost tying over into your future. So the timeline will be a little bit different for some of you, but if it's resonating that you just kind of have dealt with this for a long time. I kind of feel a little bit like, there could be some addiction here. And I don't really have a true card for that. But with the temperance card, it says patience on here, but temperance, it's kind of like somebody's out of balance is how I feel here. And so there could be an addiction involved in your relationship, and it could be an addiction on, your partner's relationship. It could be yours, but I really feel like this is somebody else's energy, and the addiction is something that you've kind of put up with, you've kind of tried to help them through with, and you're kind of coming at the end of your patience. Now that is your past energy. You've had a lot of anxiety about this, but you have been patient about it, just trying to, trying to help this relationship keep going. And once again, it could be because, you have children with this person, you may be financially, you may rely on them financially, or vice versa. There's definitely something that's not balanced here that is somewhat causing you anxiety. And, there's a lot of sadness here, right? There's a lot of sadness. And I do encourage you, if you need some, counseling or therapy, that you get help if you need to in this situation, or at least be talking to friends or family about it. Yeah, because you have a lot of love to give. We have the Queen of Cups here, and that one popped out, and I'm going to take one more, and the Tower. Yeah, I'm sorry, Aquarius. I can tell some of you are going through a tough time. So, you feel all tied up. You feel, I'm getting the honeymoon is over. And you have, what you need to realize, Aquarius, is that you're full of love. You are the Queen of Cups. You have a lot of love. And I think you've given this situation and this person a lot of love. Probably have almost, to the point of given all of your love. I get that sense that it's kind of like it's depleting you because you have like no more to give. And then there's this Tower moment, and that's really related to your crown chakra. It could be, the Tower moment, and we can clarify this Tower moment. It could be the argument that ends this, but it could also just be like an epiphany, a moment where you realize that you can't take this anymore, that you really do have to end it. So let's go ahead and clarify this Tower and see what we have here. The Hermit, Ace of Swords, Eight of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups on the bottom. Yeah, I really think, I don't see like a big argument here. I mean, I'm not saying that you may not have, your last words may not be, in an argument, but I really feel like this is more of a Tower moment on your part, where you realize, you may be spending some time by yourself. You may be separated from this person, still trying to maybe working it out, going to counseling together or something, marriage counseling or whatever, but you're spending time by yourself. And sometimes, like when we have a situation at home that is burdensome and sometimes that we don't want to have to deal with, we'll spend more time away from home, but you're trying to spend some time by yourself. But you do this Ace of Swords is kind of like, that Tower moment, the epiphany, or you get some information, even, this person takes off their mask, or, you're getting ready to take off yours. There's this moment where you get this like flash of insight about the situation, and then you're willing to go and work on your own life. Like, it's kind of like, I've done enough work here, and it's time for me to go work on me. Okay. And I think, I'm really getting that because you have the Hermit card. Like, you're willing to go and do the work by yourself. You're definitely willing to be by yourself. Okay. So let's see what the future has. So you have the crown chakra here, the wedding and the deception in the past, 9 of Swords, 9 of Cups, and the Magician. And you know what? It's kind of interesting. I'm going to go back. 10 of Wands on the bottom. So this is like you putting down the wands, you putting down the burdens of this relationship. You're manifesting your 9 of Cups and you're worried about it. Like, can I do this? Can I do this on my own? Can I go out and find my true 9 of Cups? Because something in the past that you may have thought was your 10 of Cups didn't end up being that. And so you are ready to manifest. And the thing is that I forgot, well, there's no mistakes when you're doing a reading. There really isn't. I postponed pulling a good tarot. So let's pull a good tarot card and see what we have here. Things are always happen for a reason. Page of Water. Okay, that's why my guides had me go do this first. Yeah, it's a Page of Cups. By going out and, really kind of trying to manifest a life that is good for you. Okay, and putting yourself first, realizing that you want to go and work on your life, right? That you can't put down you have to put down the burdens, right? And then underneath this, you have oh my goodness. Okay, it only gets better. Aquarius, hold on, because it gets good. So you put down the burdens. You put down the burdens of this relationship. No way. Okay, all right, we're going to look at this. Okay, so you put down the burdens of this relationship. You tell this person, I can't do this anymore. I'm willing to walk away and go do my own thing, go work on me. And remember I said there's no huge argument here, right? It's kind of like you coming into a realization. So for some of you, you may decide, I want to go back to school. I want to, get a degree or a different degree, or, I've always wanted to live in France. So I'm going to move to France. You make some big epiphany. You have this epiphany and you decide, I am going to go do this for myself. And it really shifts either this relationship or this relationship ends and brings in a new relationship. So you are going to manifest your 9 of Cups by kind of standing in your power and saying, I'm putting myself first. You bring in a Page of Cups. So this is a new love. Page of Cups is a new love. Somebody new coming in to offer you love. Page of Cups can also mean a reconciliation or an apology from someone from the past. So it's as if when you are willing to walk away from this situation and say, you know what, I'm not going to be tied to this anymore. I'm walking away from it. It could mean, that this other person has a Tower moment and says, whoa, wait a minute. I have to have Aquarius in my life, right? And they turn whatever situation that is becoming a burden to you, they turn that around and come back and apologize. Now, if you walk away and they don't have that epiphany, you're fine with that because you are going to go and manifest your 9 of Cups. And your 9 of Cups is a new love. So either way, it's a win-win for you. You're going to have a good time coming forward. You're putting down the burdens of this relationship. And I'm saying the burdens of this relationship because you could possibly reconnect with this person, but not until the burdens are gone. And not until it's an equal, unbalanced relationship. You're getting inspired. You're getting inspired about how you want your life to go forward and finding the energy and the passion for yourself and for your own life. And with that, you get the 2 of Cups. And once again, this could be a new love, or this could be the person coming back from the past, because underneath that, I have the 6 of Cups, which is the reconciliation. Somebody from the past coming back and wanting to be with you again and offering you something tangible. Okay, this is, I will do the dishes. I will take out the garbage. I will get the oil change. This is the offer of, I'm going to reduce your burdens. And it's a real offer. It's going to and this Three of Swords, right? The heartbreak that you have had. And underneath that, oh my gosh, I have the Hierophant, the wedding card, and victory. So either way, I have to say that it's a happy ending, okay? Whether the whole crux of it is that when you are willing to walk away from this relationship, either you have that epiphany about, I'm going to go after my life and what it is that's going to truly make me happy, or when you walk away, this person from the past has the epiphany and says, well, wait a minute, I really want to be with you and I'm willing to do the work. Okay, now this is so interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. And this week, I've had this deck for a while. I'm seeing cards that I've never seen before, which I think is like a shift, in the universe. Okay, so there's the artwork. And it says, push, don't feel inadequate. Forget how to quit. Push on, no matter how things look. And I really feel like, this is you. We're really willing to work, to push forward no matter what. Just knowing that things, like I feel like your crown chakra is going to open and you're going, instinctively that no matter where you put your time and energy, it's going to work out for you. And so you want to put your time and energy in the right place, right? You want something that is balanced and is going to bring you your Nine of Cups joy and happiness. Wishes granted. That's the Nine of Cups. You're going to have your wish granted, whatever that is. Okay, so let's see what we have here. This is your love oracle card. I cannot believe this. If you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind. For the heart is the gateway to the soul. I think this is part of your epiphany. I think, these two cards all tied up in honeymoon, and I said, the honeymoon is over. It's kind of like you want to ignite your heart's passion again. And, either in this connection or in a new connection. And the gateway to doing that is by following your heart and doing something, that your heart really wants to do, following your dreams. You want to go back to school, go back to school. You want to live in France, go live in France. By following your heart, your love life, your romantic life is going to come in alignment with what it is that you have, that you're dreaming to do. Wow, really nice, Aquarius. Okay, so I'm going to do one last angel love message to close out this reading. And once again, if you've enjoyed this reading, I'd love for you to like, share, or subscribe. Forgiveness. Holding on to a past hurt is preventing you from moving forward and achieving your heart's desires. Let it go. Forgiveness does not mean that you condone another's actions. It simply means that you are no longer willing to be a perpetual victim to a particular person or event. Blame is a waste of your precious energy. Bless and surround the past, for in doing so, you will reclaim the joy of life. And, I think I said that at the very beginning. When you have this crown chakra clearing, right? You are going to see the blessings that were in this relationship, whether you continue to keep this relationship or you let it go. And, I do feel like when this mask comes off, or if you learn some information, and I think for some of you, you kind of have already, but whatever has happened in the past, you just have to, you have to forgive it. You definitely have to forgive it. But it doesn't mean that you totally have to condone what someone else did or how they placed the burdens on you or whatever it is. But it is, you have to, if you want to continue with this person, like you have to forgive whatever has occurred in the past and look at your relationship with new eyes and start afresh. Or you have to go ahead and leave the connection and decide that you're not going to take the burdens of this relationship or the hurt feelings of this relationship forward. So it's a great, great message. I have really enjoyed doing this reading for you. I hope you've enjoyed it too, Aquarius. I wish you lots of love and light in this situation and all your situations. Bye for now.